Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So yesterday, my brother actually had to go to a testing location for SATs over at New Bedford, and there's actually a Target relatively close to where my brother was actually testing, so we ended up going there, and I managed to grab a lot of stuff. Like, this breaks my record of the most phones I've ever gotten out of a phone bin, one single phone bin. Although not quite matching up to Carson Folio's 30 plus phones, I managed to grab quite a bit, about maybe over half of that value. So I'll show you the laptops first, then I'll show you the phones. First up in the laptops category is this Dell Inspiron 1545. It is filthy, like it is literally filthy. Keys missing. It's just very filthy. I don't want to clean this. I'm guessing it probably would work. I just need a charger for it. Then again, I'm too scared to plug this in since it's so dirty. Not quite as dirty is this Lenovo Ideapad 100S 11 IBY, I think that's the model number, but this is in much nicer condition than the other. You see, there's nothing really that dirty about it. It's literally clean. Like the other one, like the Dell Inspiron, I don't have a charger for this, but it would probably work. Has a lot of stickers on it too. This was probably used by like a kid or something. Alright, now on to the phones. So I've divided these up into two categories. The first category is the phones that don't work or need further repair. And the second category is phones that actually work. So I'll just review all of the phones that don't work. We got 5 here. Now first is this Galaxy Light. Now the issue with this is that it's water damaged, so I can't really repair it. But surprisingly, when I took out the battery isn't actually water damaged. So I guess someone tried to replace the battery on this phone and it didn't work. And so they just put back in the bin because it's an old phone anyways. Now, now for these two, these both have the same problem, so I'm just going to review both of them. So first up, this is a white Motorola Droid Razr HD. And this is a Galaxy Note 3, the mobile model. Now, surprisingly, it has the S Pen, but it doesn't have a battery or a back cover. Now, the issue with both of these, aside from this one not having a battery and back cover, is both of them have bad AMOLEDs. As in, both of the AMOLEDs on here are cracked. You can tell on here. You can kind of tell the AMOLED's cracked under there, which sucks because this is my first Motorola Droid Razr HD. Next is this LG Aristo 3. The problem with it is the screen is really freaky. Like, this is like the screen is like really messed up on this phone. Like, you can see just how bad it is. And like it just glitches out afterwards. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new screen for this. Surprisingly, this phone survived water damage because like the water damage indicator is red. Surprisingly, the battery itself doesn't have this thing, so yeah, I'll have to repair this later on. And probably the best one is this Motorola Droid Turbo 2. Now, this only powered on once. I was only able to get this to power on once, and it never powered on again. The AMOLED actually had a black spot right here and a line here, and it had some very severe burn-in. I shut it off, and I wasn't able to turn it back on, so yeah. That's all the phones that mostly are for parts. Now, moving on to the phones that actually work. I've divided them up into dumb phones and then smartphones. Honestly, there's a lot more dumb phones than smartphones, honestly. But first, this is technically not working, but I put it on here because had a good chance of it working. I just don't have the charger port for it. It's a Galaxy Behold, and yeah, the only issue with this is that I don't have the charger cable. The same one that I found that Samsung Propel. Next is this Motorola WX345. Now, it does work perfectly fine. It didn't really turn on at first, but I left it on charge for a while, and it appeared to work. It's on consumer cellular, by the way. And I forgot to mention this one's on T-Mobile. Oh well. Now, similarly, this is also on consumer cellular. It's an Alcatel. I forgot the model number on it, but it's actually, surprisingly, this is my first KaiOS phone. Sadly, it doesn't have any browser capabilities, but whatever, it's still a KaiOS phone. It's pretty cool. Next is this Samsung Gravity 3, I think. It fully works. The only issue with it is it has a bloated battery. But other than that, this is perfectly working. Next is this Zte Z432. Fully works. Nothing really much else to say about this phone. And then last of the dumb phones is this Alcatel Tracfone flip phone. Now, the only issue with it is that I don't have a SIM card for it, so I can't really test it that much. But if I had a SIM card, this would probably work. Let me turn off these two as well. Can this turn off? Please. Okay, I'm just gonna take out the battery. Alright, so moving on to the middle ground before the smartphones. This is an Ipod Nano, 5th generation. Fully works. The only thing wrong with it is it has a bad battery, but it's a bit common on these iPods. Other than that, it's working perfectly fine. Now onto the smartphones, finally. First up is this Motorola Droid Razr M. It fully works on Android 4.4.2. Kit Kat. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Technically, this is my first Razr phone too, so that's cool. Next up, really glad to have one of these. It's a Galaxy S4 on Verizon. Fully works. Nothing really wrong with it. It also came with a built-in screen protector as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, this was actually one of the phones I actually tested in the car when we were going back home. And yeah, it fully worked. So that's pretty cool. Next is this Galaxy On 5. Now, this has a really interesting story behind it. Not now. So when I got this out of the bin, it actually had a bloated battery. When I got it, the screen was like pushing out, and like the battery, and I assumed it was a bloated battery, so I took the back cover off, and the battery was as bloated as you could possibly make it to be before it like burst. Like, I'll show you a picture of it right here. But yeah, it was like really bloated. Surprisingly, it also came with a 16 gig micro SD card with it too. Now, when I charged it at home, back home, it was stuck on the Metro PCS logo, and conveniently it also had Odin mode on it, so I assume this was probably rooted and bricked somehow. But yeah, I flashed the stock ROM back on it, and it also became Google locked, unsurprisingly, but I bypassed it, and now this is fully working. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This is a pretty cool phone. And now, probably the best find out of pretty much all of these is this Galaxy S6 Edge. Back when I got it, I actually charged it up and didn't have a passcode, but it had a Samsung account lock on it. Luckily, it didn't have any sort of deactivation lock thing, like reactivation lock. So I just factory reset it, and now it's fully working. Galaxy S6 Edge. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm actually planning on going to Target today as well, so I'll make a video on my finds probably tomorrow, if I get any. But I hope you guys enjoyed this really big video. This is the most finds I've ever gotten from one Target ever since like forever. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.